Hello and welcome to a video I'm either going to title Buy Cheap, Buy Twice, or Don't Buy Stuff on eBay When You're Drunk. So I told my wife earlier on I'm just running out to the shed to give it a quick tidy because it was a bit messy and was annoying me. But actually since I've come in I've made more mess, and I haven't been 10 minutes, I've been over an hour because I remembered I bought an exhaust for the KTM months ago and I haven't got around to fitting it. So I thought to myself, hey, I fitted slip-on exhaust before. It's usually a 10-15 minute job. Let's just knock it out. Yeah, it's not gone well. I'll show you why. So, this is the no-name, no-brand exhaust that I bought for 150 quid. Well, actually, wait a second. It was 150 quid for the exhaust. It was 150 quid for the exhaust. Then it was 50 quid for customs and excise. Thank you, Brexit. So we're actually into this for about 220 euro. So cheap exhaust looking less cheap. So just for some comparison, right? This is the KTM OEM unit. This is the exhaust mount point. It's quite chunky. It has a pass-through spacer, tube spacer. It has a considerable bolt holding it in over here, all of which leads to a fairly solid exhaust. This no-name piece of metal does not have that. So instead of a chunky mount point, it has this wonky ass bracket they send you with these bolts that are way too long for what it's doing. And that's only the start of the problems. So the first thing I noticed when I took it out of the box is the exhaust clamp. And I don't know if I can show it to you here, but actually, yeah, it's quite plain as day, really. It doesn't really conform to the shape of the exhaust, which is not great. But also, when you actually go to clamp it into place, you squeeze it up tight, there's a gap between the ends of the clamp. Now that's fine, that's not unusual, because sometimes you actually put the mount in between here and it takes the rest space and you tighten it up nice and tight with a bolt, and yeah, all's well that ends well. Unfortunately, as you can see, there's about, I don't know, 20-25 mil of space between the ends. Even that's me squeezing it now. When I snug it up with a bolt, it'll probably pull it tight, but 20-25 mil of space versus what, 4 mil of material in this mounting bracket. Yeah, not off to a great start. Next problem. So this is the link pipe that comes with the kit. And you think, well, how bad can that be? The answer is still bad. So when you offer up the link pipe to the cat on the system, the catalytic converter, you rotate it till it fits and lines up properly. The only problem is the only position where this actually fits up snug means the heat shield is actually rubbing off the underside of the pillion peg. Now, why don't you just remove your pillion pegs? Well, one, I don't want to, because I might need to carry a pillion in the near future, and two, I use the mounts as handy places to mount cameras the odd time. So taking them away limits my options for getting decent camera angles. And anyway, who designed it and fitted it that it would be rubbing off a piece of metal? Like, yeah. Okay, so quick update. I've dry fitted everything, just held in place with a cable tie. I've removed the heat shield from here. Now I just have 2 nuts that have been spot welded on, so it doesn't look great. I've bolted this up, and unsurprisingly, oh, can you see it there? Still doesn't fit great. And that's quite deformed. But look at the length left on these bolts. Like, that's, if ever, it's like, it just looks so thrown together. So actually, sorry, I stood on bubble wrap. I found some better bolts in my box of bolts, which, where'd it go? Oh crap, I've lost my good bolts. Anyway, I've loads of them. Yeah, I found some better bolts that I can replace those with so it doesn't look so stupidly long. Need to find some nuts for them. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's 11:15 at night. I come out here at 9:30. I'm seriously contemplating just throwing the OEM exhaust back on it and just selling this for 50 quid. Because, yeah, I'm calling it a lesson learned. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. So here are the mounts for the spring. The two springs, there's one underneath as well. And these are the springs that came with it. And I've had a test with the pullers. I would be absolutely amazed if I get even one of these onto the exhaust. They're incredibly tight. I don't think it's going to happen. We'll give it a go. All right, quick update. I said fuck it. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. So, done. Take this off again because I put it on backwards because I have the mechanical intelligence of a monkey flinging poop at things to see what sticks. I am going to swap out these bolts, but before I do that, I thought I should show you this just to further drive home the quality of what I purchased in my drunken stupor. So this is a 5mm Allen head. It's a 5mm bolt apparently, but just look at the play in that. So it's not actually a 5mm bolt. It's one of those fabled 5.5mm bolts. Never thought I'd see one in the wild. So what I'm going to do is replace it with a much shorter 6mm Allen bolt. Just get some washers and a nut for it. So it should be considerably better quality. Yep. All right, final update. This is clamped in place. This is clamped in place with better bolts and hardware. Obviously not as long as the other ones. Nuts actually tidied up a bit. But yeah, I'm about to rip it all off and probably fuck it in the bin, to be honest, because in news that will surprise absolutely fucking nobody, I went to attach the spring, the first spring, to the underside here, used the puller, and yeah, the spring snapped and it took off in that general direction. I haven't been able to find it. From the noise, I think it's either buried in the wall somewhere or the bag. I'm just happy it didn't hit the fucking TV, my RI, or definitely not the fucking Ninja H2 over there. So yes, fuck this. Don't buy shit on eBay drunk. Don't buy cheap shit. Buy decent shit. Don't be me. Don't do fucking stupid decisions when you're fucking having a few pints. Fuck this. Fuck that. No, sorry, not that. That's the exhaust I'm putting back on. Fuck that box with no instructions. Fuck all this shit that I've had to do and the time I've wasted, because anyone want to buy an exhaust for 50 fucking quid, let me know in the comments. Bye. Right, final update. I have the original exhaust back on, the heat shield refitted, the brake line and ABS guide refitted, the rear brake guard refitted, and the exhaust clamped in. This all took me less than 5 minutes, which is the way it's supposed to go, not 2 fucking hours of pulling every tool you own off the shelf or out of boxes trying to make shit work together, only for wanting to fuck it into a bin. And now the shed's in an even worse state than when I started.